Hello, I'm Matt Lloyd. Here at Veeam Software, I'm a Global Alliance Manager on our Alliances team. Today I'm joined by Eric Bassier. Eric, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Senior Director of Product Marketing at Quantum.
Excellent. Thanks for joining us today. We appreciate that. I wanted to talk a little bit about our Alliance relationship with Quantum. And if you don't mind, I'd like to start with just talking a little bit about Quantum's a little bit more than just tape today, right? You have a variety of different products. Can you tell us a little bit about how the Quantum story, the Quantum product portfolio, kind of relates to intelligent data management and hear what we're talking about with Veeam?
Yeah. I think, as you said, we're one of the leaders in LTO tape storage, but we also have storage technologies anywhere from flash, disk, object storage, and purpose-built dedupe appliances. And one of the things that, as Veeam starts to talk more and more about intelligent data management, one of the things that requires is, different tiers of storage. It's one of the things that's kind of in our DNA. And in the context of even a typical Veeam use case where it might be a combination of, purpose-built dedupe appliances and tape for offline, protection, we're one of the storage companies out there that can kind of bring that together in a way that I think complements what Veeam does very well.
That information lifecycle management certainly is a unique attribute to Quantum, and one of the reasons why I know we find it valuable from an alliance perspective to work with Quantum. Aside from that, is there an aspect to Quantum that you feel really makes you unique in terms of the Veeam ecosystem?
Yeah, I think there's a few things that I think make us unique. Number one, we're one of just a couple of companies, storage companies, that have this broad of a portfolio that we just talked about that doesn't compete with Veeam. Let's face it, many of the vendors are starting to kind of sell the whole stack from backup software, data management software, all the way back to storage. And so when I think about Quantum and our portfolio, it really complements Veeam well, and we do it in a way that doesn't compete with you guys. I think that's one aspect. Some of the other ways where I think we are unique with Veeam actually gets into more product level type of integrations that we have with you guys, which we can talk more about. So.
Excellent. Yeah, and I think just that integration with us, from a deduplication appliance perspective, is one of those aspects that makes you unique. We've done some collaborative engineering. Can you tell us a little bit about that? I know it's been available for a little while now, but I don't know how many of our folks actually understand what the magic behind that is.
Yeah. Appreciate that opportunity. I mean, this is something that we collaborated on with Veeam over the last couple of years, brought it to market last year, and so now our DXi deduplication appliances are the only inline dedupe appliance that actually uses the Veeam Data Mover. So we've integrated with the Veeam Data Mover service, and I know from working with Veeam, it's a protocol that you guys prefer that repositories use because it's a little more efficient. What it means for our customers jointly is we enable some of these Veeam features like instant VM recovery, like synthetic full backup creation in a way that the other guys can't. I think what's also kind of interesting about it is and we can talk more about tape in a minute, but it goes back to a little bit of that information lifecycle management and stuff like that too. We can construct solutions where people can use that secondary kind of disk-based backup storage for instant VM recovery, maybe a virtual sandbox, but also configure it differently to use it for long-term retention of data, online kind of long-term retention of data. So.
Well, since you're there, right, when you talk about long-term retention of data, beyond archive, right, we do talk about the 3-2-1 rule here at Veeam quite frequently. Can you elaborate a little bit on tape? You set us up, and I want to follow up on that.
Yeah.
That's a unique point to Quantum, and you're for a very interesting aspect in terms of being able to follow that data across that life cycle. But tape can be an important part of that conversation, especially with ransomware.
Yeah, that's right. Ransomware. It's interesting to me. This is the third VeeamON that I've participated in, and every time I come, I'm actually surprised. Maybe I shouldn't be, but I'm actually surprised by the interest in tape. It may surprise you and the audience to learn that the LTO tape market actually grew last year for the first time in a number of years, and we are seeing a bit of a resurgence in it. I think one of the reasons is because tape is an offline storage medium that is a really effective protection against ransomware. And we're seeing the use of tape kind of change a little bit where, we have a lot of joint customers with Veeam that are using that combination of disk and tape. Disk kind of becomes that long-term retention kind of repository, especially deduplicated disk. Ours works great for that. tape is really about that offline storage copy, as you know, to protect against ransomware. It's not even so much about an off-site storage copy anymore. You know, there's different ways to use the cloud and stuff for that. So we're seeing the use of tape evolve. One of the things that we've done that we brought to market last year that is just, it's so popular at these Veeam conferences is we created a converged tape appliance for Veeam. So historically, to create tape in a Veeam environment, it's required this external physical server, and we've actually built that right into our latest generation of tape storage devices. So we've really created this converged tape appliance for Veeam. It's a great way to make it easy to create tape for that offline copy to protect against ransomware. So it's a great story. We've sold a bunch of them here at the show.
Excellent. Well, speaking of the show, I certainly want to make sure we thank you for being a sponsor here at VeeamON. But I want to leave you with one last question. So the partnership has grown over the last couple of years. What has made Quantum continue to invest in Veeam? Why Veeam? Why now?
Man, there's a few answers to that. I will tell you, being at these conferences, number one, customers love Veeam. I mean, you guys, you have something with the technology, it's a great product, and you've really built not only a great business, but I think a great user community, and you can tell being at the show. People love the product, and that's probably number one. Number two, I mean, when we look at kind of how Veeam has been growing and kind of your strategy to grow into the enterprise, we think that's a place where we can work together on that. And just given, you know, Quantum's kind of pretty large customer base in the enterprise, I think it's a place where we can work together with Veeam. We can bring some of these unique integrations that we have to our joint customers and kind of deliver that value to them. You know, it's like we presented here at the show. It's really about how are we enabling those customers to achieve that availability or that hyper availability. And you know, you need a storage company that's focused on enabling the application, Veeam. You know, so bringing that to end users, I think there's a great joint opportunity for us, and I think we'll continue to see success.
Absolutely, and there was a statement around the enterprise, right? And I think one of the great parts about our relationship together, both Quantum and Veeam, is that it's not just the enterprise focus, right? If the data footprint fits, customer has a variety of solutions that fit a wide variety of customers. Yep. So it's not just one particular segment where you work with us in terms of the alliance. Your portfolio really falls across our customer base.
Yep, top to bottom, and like I said, it's one of the things that I think makes Quantum unique in terms of Veeam's ecosystem and alliances. Yeah, from top to bottom, from terabytes to hundreds of petabytes, we have a bunch of different storage technologies we can employ, and had good success doing that. So
excellent. Eric, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you being involved in this event. Thank you very much for your partnership.
Yeah,
we appreciate it.
Thanks for the time.
Absolutely.